Are women the glory of man? The quick answer to the question, are women the glory of man, is yes, they are. And also women are the image and glory of God. Now, do not fall for the wrong thought that women are only the glory of man. It comes down to one little conjunction, day. In 1 Corinthians 11:7, Paul states, "A man ought not to cover his head, since he is the image and glory of God, but woman is the glory of man." Now, Paul knew Scripture, and he knew that it taught that both male and female are made in God's image. Not only does, in the beginning, Genesis 1:27 state that both are made in God's image, Paul stated in Romans 8 that the destiny of brothers and sisters is to be conformed to the image of Christ. And in Colossians 3, he said, "You've put off the old self with its practices and have put on the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge after the image of its creator." So sharing in the image of God for both male and female is spoken into our destiny and spoken from our origin.
So what is going on in this passage? Again, the context matters. Women, I always struggled with this when I thought I could only be the glory of man. I also wanted to be in the image and glory of God. So what was Paul doing in this context? Did Paul want to show a contrast and the deficiency of women in this passage? Did he want to teach that man is the image and glory of God, but woman is only the glory of man? Not at all. The little conjunction day can be used as a contrast and translated but. But day can also be used in a continuative sense and be translated and moreover in addition. In this sense, in this context, Paul expressed that not only is a man the image and glory of God, a woman is also all that, plus she is also the glory of man. In Paul's day, this thought challenged Corinthian culture, since they did not celebrate wives as glory. Paul was not demeaning them. He was doubly blessing women. He was seeking to influence the men to see women the way God views them.
So women, you should be encouraged. You're more than you thought. That's great. But reading 2 verses further, we encounter yet again another potentially confusing situation. 1 Corinthians 11 verses 8 and 9 state, "For man did not come from woman, but woman from man. Neither was man created for woman, but woman for man."
Again, a very depressing passage if you want to be made for God and not just for man.
At first glance in English, it sounds like the woman belongs to the man, that she exists for him. But Paul spoke here about origin and the reason that God created woman. Verse 11:8 says, it's a simple historical fact. The woman came from the first man. That's history. But in verse 9, Paul was not showing that women were created for the pleasure of, or for the possession of, or for the use of man. No. Once again, it comes down to a little Greek word, dia. And the word dia has a variety of meanings, such as diameter, right, across the circle. The meaning of dia that makes the most sense is because of, or for the sake of. And why is this? Because of the first man's aloneness, the woman was created. She solved the problem. For the sake of eliminating his aloneness, the woman was made, eliminating his aloneness. Dia can also carry the meaning of through, as in diameter. And once again, the first woman was made through the first man and not vice versa.
Remember, the whole context of 1 Corinthians 11 is where things come from. 1 Corinthians 11, 7 through 9 has some simple answers where some have tried to show male superiority, but the understanding of day and dia helps us to get the right understanding. Both male and female are made in God's image. You know it. Paul knew it. Day can mean also. Dia can mean because of. Understanding these little prepositions clears up the confusion. Think about your culture. Are women treated fairly, with kindness and high value? Are daughters valued as much as sons?
I hope so.
If not, then Paul's words can correct your culture. Many churches reflect culture, but your church can be the change agent for your community. May your leadership display the value and honor that God intended for both male and female.
So now take a few moments and consider these 4 questions. What does this teach you about the character and nature of God? What does it show about the character and nature of people? What is one thing you can do today to obey? And who can you tell? Until all know, run with it.